Yep,
New
it's
lid.
us again. It's the nerds, the bid nerds. This is your daily nerd on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. Welcome, guys. My name is John Polnik. I'm your host right here in the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas, along with my partner, Michael Deeb in San Francisco.
Woohoo.
What is up? Have you hit the subscribe, like, or notification button? Do that now. We got to tell you because sometimes people don't do it. And for those of you who do, we really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Both of you.
Yeah, exactly. There were far more reallys to go around than there are subscribers, apparently. But hey,
Right.
we keep growing, and we love doing the show. That's why we do it, because it certainly ain't for the money, because we don't make any. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's get to the most interesting car of the day. Michael Deeb, what do we got today?
JP, a unicorn on PCar Market. Check it out. It's a 1989 Porsche 911 Turbo Targa. Wow. I mean, talk about ticking all the boxes. Offered to us again on PCar Market out of New Haven, Connecticut. That's PCar's backyard, really. With a super respectable 45,000 miles. Is this unbelievably rare 89 Turbo. So, the 89 version of the Turbo, the final year, is special because it's equipped with the G50 5-speed transmission. Almost every air-cooled guy knows that. But the Targa of the Turbo is really rare. And I've got some numbers to back that up. It is allegedly one of 109 Turbo Targas in the USA in 1989. So by the numbers, John, this is about as rare a car as it gets. Guards red, super iconic, tan interior. Wouldn't be my choice to pair on a Turbo because so much of the trim is black. I would rather have seen this car with a black interior, but the tan seats aren't the end of the world. What does bother me, and it's just so weird, I can't explain why, somebody equipped this car with 17-inch Fuchs when the wheels that came from the factory would have been 16-inch. And it bugs me. It just doesn't look right on the car. It looks okay, but I think it would look better if it had the right wheels and tires on it. But that seems to be about the only modifications of the car. The car looks to be in outstanding original condition. And again, by the numbers, one of 109, this is a car that I think is going to make a pretty big financial splash. I'm curious to know what you think of this. John, is this the ultimate G-body car for you? A Turbo Targa with all that power and a G50? I know you would want yours in black, but besides that, does this car do it for you, or are you just such a normally aspirated guy like, I'd rather just have a M491 and give me the regular Carrera motor? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want the Turbo. Personally, I'm just not a big Turbo fan. They're very problematic. They're harder to keep going, and I'm just, I like driving. I don't like tinkering. I would definitely rather have the regular engine. But hey, look, don't get me wrong. I still love this car, and the turbos are so much fun when they work. I don't hate those 17-inch Fuchs. They're 3-piece wheels. I saw that immediately when we opened it up here. It was like, yeah, those are definitely bigger than normal, but I just love that super dished out look on the rear.
Yeah, the rears look good.
With the big fenders. It would have been interesting maybe to go with the 17 in the back and like a 16 in the front. Do a staggered diameter as well as width. I don't recall if I've ever seen anyone do that, but when you got the 3-piece Fuchs are really, really cool. Would it be better if it had the stock wheels? Yeah, probably, I guess. I don't know. I'm totally fine with these big wheels. I have my 86 backdate, and I had the opportunity to get bigger wheels, and I actually, for the first time ever, went with smaller ones. I went with the 15s instead of 16s. So maybe I'm just getting old and more conservative, but I still like a big wheel sometimes. This is such a beautiful Porsche. The colors, I agree, are not the colors that we would have necessarily checked the boxes for, but it's so iconic. Red on the black and tan is just, would love to own this car. What do you think it's worth? I mean, the 89 G-body G50 transmission, that is not an easy thing to find. So where are we at?
I think it's really rare. So I just wonder, listen, I've seen so many of the auctions that the ones like Monterey and like Arizona, like where these old guys are drinking white wine and they're showing off for their friend and they pay money for a car. I think this car is so rare that if you put it back on the stalls and tires and took it to one of those auctions under a tent, I think this car could come really close to $300,000. But here on PCar Market, sitting on 17s, you're not making a big enough deal out of how rare this car is. And I think that this guy's going to leave some money on the table. So JP, with about 4 days to go, our car is sitting at $130,000 on just 2 bids. Certainly all the action comes at the end. I do think it's rare enough to break 200, but I think this guy's leaving at least $50,000 on the table by leaving the 17s on there and just throwing it on PCar Market. I really think that this is a financial gaffe. I'm going to give him $220,000, and I wonder if it sells. 220 is, I think, all it's going to bring on this platform. It wouldn't surprise me if it winds up in the deal tank for $285,000. It also wouldn't surprise me if it sells at $220,000, but I think 220 is where it's going to cap. And I think this car could have brought almost $300,000 at RM Sotheby's. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, as much as I actually kind of like the wheels, you're 100% correct. If you're going to do a wheel treatment like this, I mean, it's kind of a hot rod treatment. So that belongs on your Targa wide body conversion, not on your super awesome, rare, legit Turbo Targa 89. I mean, that's just that's where it is. You want this car to be as original as possible if you're going to try to get all the money for it. And the thing is, those wheels are worth some money. I mean, 17-inch 3-piece Fuchs, someone wants those.
Separate lot on PCar Market and go get $5-6 for them.
Just throw the stock wheels on there are also worth some money too, but it would just bring you exponentially more money for the car. You're right. I mean, that is kind of a shock because everything else looks pretty good. The photography could be better, but it's adequate. It's not bad. It's doing the job. PCar Market is a good platform for something like this, but I think people really want the super original stuff. So yeah, it's probably destined for the deal tank. What was your number? 220?
220. John, can you believe this car was only $78,000 when it was brand new? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but
it's worth 3 times as much.
Is it?
Okay.
I mean, $78,000 in 1989.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, that's, with inflation, that's kind of under. I mean, what else? Anyway, so yeah, I don't think it breaks. How much is it now?
It's at 130 with only 2 bids, but it's got 4 days to go.
It's not breaking 200 here.
All right.
I think it's. I'm going to go buck 98.
198. All right.
All right. What do you guys think? Is this car going to make 200 plus, or is it going to languish because those wheels are just too big? Hit the subscribe button and the like button right after you type in what you think the car will go for. We'll see if you're better at this than us right after this. Hey guys, I'm super excited to tell you about our sponsor, Guys Customs. That's Guys, GYX _customs. That's how you spell it. Guys Customs bracelets. These things are amazing. Check them out. They're handmade in America, custom bracelets made to match your watch or your car. These things are unbelievable. I have 3 or 4 of them myself. My partner Michael Deeb has a bunch of them. They're pretty addictive once you get one. Each one of them are bespoke. We're talking carbon fiber. We're talking titanium. We're talking stainless steel, glass. There's none of this cheap Chinese garbage that you see a lot of bracelets being made out there. These ones are super high quality. They're made right here in America. When you go to Guys Customs on Instagram, it's about the only place that you can order one of these. When you DM the artist, you're actually reaching the real artist when you DM Guys Customs at Instagram. And she will make you a bracelet made to match that special watch, that special car, or that special person that has a special watch or a special car and they want something really, really cool in their life. They make the most amazing gifts.
I get compliments on mine all the time. Everywhere I go, people are like, wow, that's really cool. You can see in the pictures, these beads, the colored beads are PTS. They're paint to sample. So if you have a specific color code for your car, she'll have beads made that are specifically painted to match your car or your watch. It's unbelievable. You got to get one of these Guys Customs bracelets. Check them out. They support us, and we really, really, really want to support them. Guys Customs bracelets. All right, let's get back to the bids. Let's find out how much that car sold for today. Welcome to the future, everybody. We are now here in the cold, cold future in Deeb's basement. Look at him. He's all bundled up. It must be really, really chilly there in San Francisco. Here in the container park, it's quite nice. It's like, I don't know, 80, 90 degrees, something like that. Come down to Vegas and visit us. All right, so what happened with this Targa Turbo 911? What a beautiful car.
Boom! PCar Market saves the day. Our 45,000 mile 89 Turbo Targa G50, this unicorn of a car, JP, sold for $210,000 on 28 bids. By all accounts, that is a retail number for a very special car, and PCar Market, really did well with this car. So, JP, you might remember you bid $198,000. I took a higher tack and said $220,000. This car practically split the difference, but I was closer to the final result than you by $2,000. So I get the win. But I always say that when the final result, you and I are straddling it, it means we, the show, the Bid Nerds, were all over the correct value on this car. And I think that was the case here. I think the platform should be proud. I think the seller should be happy. And I think the buyer should be consider himself lucky, because they're just Turbo Targas with a G50. I mean, JP, I really think this is a unicorn of a car. Super cool car. Even though you and I are super NA, naturally aspirated guys, if you had to have a turbo, I think this is as cool as it gets from the G-body era.
For sure. I mean, this is definitely a collector car.
Yes.
Maybe if you saw our last episode, we were talking a little bit about that, and we were just talking about offline what cars are going to continue to hold their value as we run in towards a rocky road from the economy. Most people are predicting things are not going to bounce back as they have so easily in the last couple of years. So with that being said, is this a long-term buy? And would something that looks just like it also be, something like a fake wide-body SC or something like that? Are those going to hold crazy values like this, or are those going to plummet and these go up?
Yeah, I think those might flounder, or as you say, sort of stagnate, where I think something like this, even if the economy is poop for the next year or two before we see a palatable, tangible bounce back, I still think a car like this is money in the bank. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be bearish on any car really right now over the course of the next couple of years. I think we're going to see stagflation. I think we're going to see a lot of just a lack of mobility. Everyone's going to want to hang on to their money, and even when there is lowering of prices, I think just people just won't buy stuff unless it's something special like this. The people that get hurt the most in downturn economies are obviously people with less money. If you have lots and lots and lots of money, then you really don't care about any of this stuff. If you're a billionaire, you're like, well, I want a Targa Turbo, so I'm just going to go get one. Who cares what the price is? But if you're someone who's looking at because you could buy a car that, like you said, looks identical to this for about $50,000, right? There are SCs out there that have had wide body conversions put on them that have just the regular SC engine, maybe a bunch of miles and stuff like that. You get close to them, they don't look as pretty as this, but you could easily have a $50,000 car that looks identical to this $200-something thousand car. That car is going to be worthless in a minute. I mean, absolutely worthless. So if you're sitting on anything that's not super special, and you don't want it for a long time, is that something, is now the time to go ahead and try to get rid of it? Because it seems like every other asset class is collapsing. So whereas this car class just seems to be kind of like hanging on for a little bit. It's like there's a deferred reaction. we see the stock market kind of like that. It's like a hockey puck bouncing across the ice, right? It just keeps going down, up and down, up and down, up and down, bouncing and bouncing. Is that going to continue, or is it eventually just going to like stick in that ice and stay there? So who knows? Definitely. And by the way, don't take our financial advice because we don't know. Gosh dang thing. Do not listen to us. But I seriously asked that question. I'm curious what you guys think out there. Is this something that you hang on to? Do you have a car that you've been kind of like going, yeah, I love this car, but maybe I should getting some dry storage money of my own, and maybe I should let that go. Are you trying to sell your house or other asset classes before everything takes a big old ish? Or do you think this is all just a bunch of Chicken Little stuff and everything's going to be fine? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think, Deeb?
Here's one for you, JP. Thinking 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
Would you rather have $200,000 worth of Turbo Targa G50, or would you rather have $200,000 worth of crypto?
That's a very good question. $200,000 today or $200,000 yeah. Would you rather spend $200,000 on crypto today versus this car?
Yeah,
this is probably the better.
Yeah.
At least this
Yeah.
you can drive around, right?
Exactly.
And if World War III happens or something like that, you can keep some spare points laying around. So when the EMP comes and burns everything out, you can just replace the points on this thing and it'll still drive. Whereas all your Teslas will still will be stuck there. So this is a utility vehicle right here. I mean, you can use that Targa loop as a sawhorse if you need to build shelter somewhere. So there it is. That's the big hot take of the day. A Targa is the post-apocalyptic car of choice for rich people everywhere.
Yeah, what color is it? It's post-apocalyptic red. It's
hot
red.
as the sun red. I like that. That's which we might be seeing with the way these chuckleheads are dealing with everything in Eastern Europe. Let us know in the comments below. We've been seeing a lot of great comments lately and people playing along with us, and that's been kind of fun. We're still better at it than everyone else, but people are trying, and I think people are going to get better. So this is fun. All right, guys. Hope the world isn't ending where you are. We will see you tomorrow if there is.
Get those words!